OOH, which stands for, you may have heard this around before, it stands for out of home advertising. What we mean by that is any of the billboards, the signage that you're seeing out and about in your city, on the highway, that is, advertising for your product. If you're in a state where you're able to do OOH advertising, there may be some restrictions like, oh, it has to be in an area where, reasonably 85% of your audience is going to be over 21. It has to be a certain distance from schools and libraries and things like that. But as long as you're following the regulations of your state, OOH advertising is a really good idea. If you're going for like a single billboard, the biggest consideration is location. Is that billboard tie in directly to your shop's location? Or if you're a brand advertising on a billboard, you want it to be, near, convenient to a dispensary where you're located. You might even do like a partnership where you're like, oh, this brand in this dispensary, arrow to here, and you could split the cost somehow. But so OOH advertising makes a lot of sense. You just, again, make sure that you're doing it in locations that make sense for you, and that the designs are high qualities. You see a lot of really lousy billboards, especially like along the highways in rural areas. But when you see the billboards that stand out and are, thoughtful, humorous, eye-catching, clear message that you're not going to forget, those are always the best ones. And we're not just talking about billboards. We're talking about, bus station benches, the glass cases that are around, shelters that are around the bus station. There's all kinds of different versions of OOH. We're actually designing some ads right now for a dispensary in Boston that's going to be appearing on the recycling receptacles throughout the city. So there's a lot of creative options in this space, and it's a good option if you do your homework and do a good design.